sports fans. Welcome to another season. Basketball is underway. We have a new cast and crew here for the coach's show. All new. Coach DJ Pigg, new head coach for the Rockets. He's a Marshall County guy and got to go down to his alma mater the other night. We'll talk a little bit about that. We have Zach Counts. He's a newcomer to the basketball program. You've never played.
No, I played freshman year.
You played freshman year, but a relative newcomer then as a senior. And, of course, we have with us Dawson Jolley, Coach Pigg's assistant coach. And we'll introduce you to those guys a little further in a bit. But we want to start and kick this off. One thing we want to let everybody know is Friday night, the Rockets host Livingston Central. Big game right off the bat. Get your season tickets. There's a link on the Crittenden Press website. There's also a link on the basketball website, so you can go to the Press online and then over to sports and find the basketball site. And you can buy your tickets right there. You can buy your season tickets. They're $38 for a season ticket, and that's a bargain.
Absolutely.
To see this quality basketball all year long, $38. So get on there, and then once you have to buy it electronically, and then you'll get a paper ticket from the school later on, maybe the first game. They'll give you one, and then you can just present that when you come in the door. Well, you don't have to go through that electronic process every time. I know much to the chagrin of many folks, we have electronic tickets for everyone, and it's some of the older people. It's difficult. In fact, I had a Crittenden County Basketball Hall of Famer called me today, said, I want to go watch the Livingston-Crittenden game, but I don't know, I can't buy a ticket. I don't know how to get in. He's an elderly fellow. I said, you meet me there at 6 o'clock, I'll get you in.
Absolutely.
And I'll have a seat for you. So, Mr. Ring, we'll see you at the basketball game. Want to also mention our coaches show this winter for basketball will be brought to you by a number of sponsors. Here are our featured sponsors of the day, but we also have a number of others. I'll run through them. Clark's True Value, your full-service lumber yard, hardware, household items, and much more down at Clark's True Value. Seed Plant Federal Credit Union. Check out their low interest rates on auto loans. Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub, golf, pool, disc golf. They've got a bar. You're not allowed to go in that. Neither are coaches. And a lot of food out there. So Mulligan's, the former Marion Country Club. Rocket Tire, Lube and Oil down on Sturgis Road. Stop in and see Patrick Holloman down there also for your mechanic work. And YTG Insurance, former Rocket Tanner Tabor. See him for auto loans, auto insurance, home and other insurance products. And we'll give you some more of these fine partners in just a moment. We want to get started and talk about some basketball. Let's just start, Coach Pigg, on your trip down to Draftonville. Yep. I'm sure you had a lot of your old supporters there. And I ran into my old buddy Dax Mahan, and he was telling me what a basketball stud you were.
Yeah, the legend.
The legend. He's got his own podcast.
Yeah, it's special. If you get praise from him, that's
it sure is.
Thing.
It sure is. Dax was quite. He could shoot the pill back in his day.
Absolutely.
Played with some great players, Dan Hall and Aaron Beth.
Yeah.
So. Tell us a little bit about that trip down there. It didn't turn out quite like you wanted to, but that's a big order to go down and play Marshall County on their home floor.
It's a tough game to start off with. More than anything, I think it was good for us to kind of learn where we're at. I mean, that's the end goal really, is to get to a point to where no matter what size school you're playing, whether it's Class A or 6A, we want to be able to step on the floor and compete. And we learned a lot about where we're at and what we need to do to get to where we want to be. On Tuesday night. So we showed flashes of some really good stuff. We had a really good stretch there at the beginning of the second half. Early in the third quarter, we really showed some good signs. So it's stuff that we can build off of, and then we've got stuff that we know are areas of that we need improvement on right now.
You had Coach, of course, Zach Counts, and then Case Gobin, your two big guys who are basically newcomers certainly to varsity basketball. Right. And Case picked up his fourth foul in the second quarter.
He did.
I thought, oh no, and you did too. And then he plays the second half. He controls his body and plays much better game the second half. So progress.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to see a lot of that, and I think we'll see a lot of progress in leaps and bounds from where we're at and where we're going. Because these guys, they're like sponges. They soak up stuff quick. They listen. They're asking questions. So, yeah, we may be a little bit behind with guys that haven't played in a few years, but the good thing is the guys that are coming in that maybe haven't played in 2 or 3 years, they're soaking stuff up quick. And by mid to late January, I really feel like they'll be in a good spot and really help us.
Well, we were sitting there, and my daughter, I took my daughter and some of the other girl basketball team players, and there was a fella sitting on the bench next to us. We didn't recognize, and he was calling all these guys by name, and he spoke to Dax afterwards. I said, "Who is that?" And he said, well, "That's DJ's dad."
Yeah.
So you had a lot of support down there, and he was actually sitting with the Rocket fans.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I was proud of him. He made sure, him and my grandfather both made sure to stay away. They actually, so my sister still plays. She's a freshman there at Marshall and plays for Lady Marshall's basketball team, and they actually have season chair tickets in Reed Conder, and they didn't go up and sit in them. They stayed on the Crittenden side, which I was excited to see. But
that's awesome.
Dad's taken a lot of pride in following us and has already kind of learned our guys by name, and it's special for sure.
So tell us a little bit about, briefly your Marshall County career. You graduated in 16 and played a lot of basketball down there and scored a lot of points.
Yeah. I was fortunate to play with some really good players, especially early on in my high school career. You had some guys like Austin Renfro and Chase Clark was there. He was a senior when I was a freshman. Mason Wooten was a good ball player. We had a couple of guys that were just incredible locker room leaders and really, really great role guys that bought into their stuff that really made our team go. My sophomore year, which like Landon Taylor and Drew Warnick, those guys really were the glue that held everything together. And we had some really good guys that I played with, and that's everything that I benefited off of. Any shot that I was able to take, and Dawson can tell you the same thing. I wasn't so much one to create for myself. So any point that I scored at any point was really I was coming off a screen or 2 or 3. So I was able to have a little bit of success. The one thing that always still gets me is we never were able to grab a regional title. Got beaten in overtime in the regional championship game against McCracken my sophomore year, but had a lot of fun, learned a lot from the coaches that we played for, and I think that is a big testament to where I'm at now with and being able to step in to a head coaching role and to try to have the same impact on these guys that our coaches had on me and Dawson.
Well, of course, Marshall County is a basketball school and always has been. Yeah. And when you have a pedigree of playing at a basketball school, and as Dax said, a star. He called you a star.
So that's high praise.
Yeah, that is. So
I'm not sure Dax was watching the same game.
Coach Dawson Jolley. Now, give us a little background. I know you played also at Marshall County.
Yes,
but you are down. You live in Livingston County now.
I do live in Livingston County, actually in Ledbetter.
Yeah.
Live in Ledbetter. Me and my wife moved there about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But I played varsity basketball for 3 years in high school. Was lucky enough to play with DJ for 3 of those years, all 3 of them, and. We had some good times, some good stories.
Absolutely.
And like you said, we didn't quite get a regional championship. And I don't think we got a district championship either.
Yeah,
so.
We did. Sophomore year we did win it. We beat Callaway sophomore year.
Yeah, so that's something. Hopefully we can turn the tide here in Crittenden and get us one of those, if not more. Well,
there haven't been too many in history. I was reminded by my friend, my elderly gentleman friend who was a Hall of Famer. He called and said, "Hey, you made a mistake in the paper this week." And I did, where I said that Crittenden County has won 4 district championships in its history. That's true since consolidation. Now, back before consolidation, way back in the 50s, they did win 2, 3, or 4 championships. In the 50s, they had great teams here in the 50s. Yeah. Since then, it's been few and far between for district championships. But you got some guys this year that are hungry and eager, and let's get and talk about this basketball team, and let's just kind of break it down first of all, and then we'll talk a little bit about Livingston Central and what they'll bring to bear this week. But also, I want to first identify some of these fine sponsors that we've got that helps us bring this digital content to you online and our YouTube show here. First United Bank on Main Street in Marion. See Charlie Day for your next loan. H&H Home and Hardware. Don't forget, Ladies' Night is December 10th. Get your gal on and go down there. I don't think they let men in. Big deals for women. Crittenden Community Hospital, where local people provide local care. Frazer Law Firm, Bart Frazer and his team of attorneys here in Marion, Kentucky on Main Street. And Farmers Bank with 14 locations in West Kentucky, including Marion, Salem, Bowling Green, Henderson. Big bank. And a big partner for all Rocket Sports. We appreciate all these fine businesses that help promote this. So let's just start with your seniors. Coach Pigg, talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, so we've got two seniors that are returning that were on roster last year, Preston Morgeson and Seth Guess. Both guys are going to be coming in and hopefully being big contributors to what we're doing on both ends of the floor. Preston brings a lot of high energy, very quick, can shoot the ball, very streaky. If he sees one or two go in, he's liable to hit the next 5 or 6 that he sees, which is good. We'll be able to use that offensively for sure. Seth is also a high energy guy. I think he is going to be good for us playing off the ball. He's a very tough kid that hopefully we can close that loose ball gap, and if we can win that number and if he can grab some rebounds for us, that'll be good. And then the other two seniors we got, of course, are my big guy right here, Zach Counts.
Big goofball.
Big goofball. So Zach's going to be coming in. Case Gobin's going to be coming in, or they already have come in and made a big impact. I think just their size and strength and the length that they add for us is big.
Always animated.
Yes. It keeps us it keeps us light in practice, which is good. I think you need that at times. But yeah, having those guys coming in to beat and bang on the block a little bit is going to be big for us. Really help us on the boards, making sure that we're not falling behind on the rebounds. And then they do a great job of. I mean, they've both come in and done a really, really good job of buying into the roles that we need them to. They set good screens. They fight like crazy underneath for rebounds, and they really are, like I said, they soak up stuff like a sponge and everything that we're throwing at them. And we have, because, I mean, getting them a week before season starts, you need guys like that. So the fact that they came in and have approached everything the way that they have has been extremely helpful to us as a coaching staff and to the rest of the guys that were in the gym from October 15th on. Before
you get into juniors, let's let Zach chime in here just a minute. So tell us what you're finding now that you're back on the basketball floor after 2 or 3 years off, and no varsity time. I don't remember you playing any varsity time as a freshman. So what's it been like for you?
What do you mean?
Well, what's it been like?
Basketball so far?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, it's just fast.
Faster game.
Yeah,
it's about like a football game.
No, it's way faster.
Way faster.
Contact's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah. So
it is a physical game.
It's so soft.
It's so soft.
It's so soft.
Zach and Case both came off the floor a couple of different times Tuesday night when we were at Marshall, and I don't feel like they didn't feel like they were committing those fouls. Like, fellas, we just got to understand contact's going to work a little different. It's still a contact sport, but definitely far different from basketball.
Well, Case certainly fouled the boy out on the three-point shot.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no arguing that one.
No arguing that one. So, Zach, you and Case Gobin have a lot of work to do down there. What are you working on? Is your feet, your body? I mean, what do you have to do to really help under the basket?
Make sure I get a body on somebody, move them out, try to get the rebounds. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Footwork's important.
You going to be a scorer?
Yeah.
What are you
just
predicting?
Got to feed me.
Feed. What are you predicting here? Double digits, double doubles?
I mean, I'd go for about 20.
Yeah.
If you feed me, I'll go for 20. Nah. I go for about 6, 7.
Zach's done a good job. I think a big thing, like you were saying, footwork has been something that, and their footwork is not far off, really. And Coach Jolley's doing a good job with them, too. A lot of times we'll split up in practice and try to go guards and bigs and split them up so that those guys are getting a little bit more individual attention on the stuff that we feel they need to work on. And they're doing a good job of soaking everything up that Coach Jolley's coaching them up on down there.
Well, you've got 5 juniors on this team too, so
Yeah.
you're heavy with upperclassmen.
Yeah.
But not too many with a great deal of experience on the floor.
Right.
Yeah. So you want to talk about your juniors?
Yeah. So we've got Tyler Belt is coming in from football. Our football guys coming in. Let's see. We've got Tyler Belt. We've got Gabe Keller is coming in. We've got Jackson Hatfield has been with us. He is not a football guy, but Jackson's done a good job of coming in and leading. We're trying to get Jackson to fit into a point guard role a little bit so that we can get Travis and Preston off the ball a little bit, get them into some scoring situations where we feel we need them. So that's good. We've got Turner Sharp is coming in and stepping into a new role. I know he didn't play a whole lot, not a lot of varsity experience last year, but he's coming in. He's working hard. Turner's a guy that he doesn't have a whole lot of size lengthwise, but he's strong. And he's one that we feel like we might be able to fit into that 4 spot a little bit and stretch the floor out a little bit with, because Turner can shoot the ball. He's another one that if he sees one go in and his shot's feeling good, he's liable to hit a few of them. And then obviously we've got Travis Champion back this year. Trav led us in scoring, led the team in scoring last year. He's going to be somebody that we look to as a leader big this year. We're pushing on Trav, trying to get him a little bit more vocal, trying to get him to lead a little bit more. He's slowly but surely coming along with that. And then Trav had a kind of an off summer. Not in the fact that
injury,
he dealt with some knee complications for a little bit, so he was a little rusty coming back in. You could tell he was a little frustrated because he didn't feel like he was where he wanted to be coming out of the gate. But once he got back into shape and got in the gym a little bit, he's starting to come around. He looks really good. That junior class all look good. I think our upperclassmen, the 10 upperclassmen between the juniors and the seniors that we've got, are doing a really good job of coming in and working their tails off right now. And
Jackson Hatfield comes in that Marshall County game and kind of surprises some people. I know you told me the week before he's going to be a scorer. He's going to be a street shooter for you.
Yeah.
And he knocks down 4 threes.
Yeah.
I believe, had 14 points, led the team.
Yeah, Jackson is one that I know he's been in the gym a little bit, getting some extra shots up outside of practice from time to time, and that kind of stuff shows. It may not be an instant thing, it may not happen overnight, but it's a perfect example of a kid that will spend a little bit of extra time in outside of practice and outside of the required time to be a part of the team, and it showed Tuesday night. He hit some big shots for us. I think that he is really starting to, just looking at from where he was at this summer to where he's at now, I mean, it's a world of difference from where he's at as a player, where he's at mentally, and it's been good for us.
Whenever Jackson came into the game, he started.
Yep.
Yeah, he started. And he started knocking those shots down, Zach. Were you aware he was a big-time shooter like that?
Yeah, we have advanced fitness in the morning, so we're always getting shots up in there. He's always knocking them down.
Yeah, you get Coach Hodge for that.
Yeah,
he's getting you guys in shape. Isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's getting you in shape. Coach Jolley, what the first half? I think I'm sure you guys have looked on Huddle. I think we only had 2 rebounds.
Yeah, rebounding was definitely a deficit. That was a big problem.
Yeah, most definitely. I think we looked at the stats on Huddle, and I think in the second quarter, Marshall rebounded 100% of the offensive rebound opportunities they had.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big emphasis for us going forward. So,
and these guys got to learn how to. It's hard to find your nose for the ball.
Yeah,
that's what I sat down with Gobin Case the other day, and I asked him, I said, "When was the last time you played basketball?" And he kind of looked at me. He said, 8th grade. And I told them that this stuff is going to come to you. The pace of the game is going to come to you. The way the referees are going to call the game is going to come to you. I said, just give it time, and it'll all work out.
What about the sophomore freshman class? You got any guys going to have an impact in those grades?
Sophomore class. So my sophomores. And another junior I forgot to mention, Tucker Atchison. Tucker's a junior this year as well. Can shoot the ball. I think with some JV reps this year, he is hopefully going to get better. As we see him progress, we'll see how he can contribute as well. Sophomores, you've got Caden Travis is coming back from a football. Cameron Belcher is coming back from football. And then we've got Tyree McLean, Tyree's doing really well right now. He came in, I don't think he's played in the last couple of years, but Tyree's really is kind of taking after those junior and senior guys that are, like I said, soaking up stuff like a sponge. He's extremely coachable. A little behind skill-wise right now from just being off for a couple of years. But we just had a conversation with him last night, actually, after practice. I think that barring injury and him staying healthy, he's one that I think is going to really turn into something in the next couple of years if he sticks with it and keeps giving the effort that he is. Mm-hmm. And then our freshman, we got Braden Poindexter coming back from football. Braden has grown probably 3 or 4 inches, I feel like.
Or feet. He has gone up.
The kid just continues to grow. Yeah. I remember I was taller than he was this summer, and now I'm looking up to him now. Mm-hmm. So he's growing, and he's another one that's very coachable. He'd look us in the eyes, listen, tries to do exactly what we're telling him to do. Levi Suddeth is another. Levi is one that will play until his lungs give out, if you ask him to. Yeah. So he's got a motor that just really doesn't quit. Very athletic, very strong for a freshman. So we're looking to see him progress over the next couple of years, and I think his athleticism and energy is going to be a big help. Mm-hmm. And then Bryson Walker is another freshman. I think Bryson may be able to contribute at the varsity level a little bit this year.
He sure came in and did a good job the other night.
Yeah,
Yeoman's job on that.
Yeah, Bryson's a very solid player. He's about as hungry of a player as I've been around in a long time with wanting to get in the gym. He's constantly contacting Coach Jolley and myself, asking if we could stay after practice and work out with him or work out with him before practice or coming in on the weekends, and that's special. That's something that it's rare, and you always want to try to give the kids the opportunity to capitalize on that when they want to. So Bryson's got a high basketball IQ, handles the ball well, shoots the ball well. I think in the next couple of years he's going to be a very, very good player for us. So right now we just got to get him in the weight room.
Yeah, but I tell you, I was impressed with him. He came in and handled some pretty significant pressure in an atmosphere. Marshall County's gymnasium alone is a little intimidating. It's not like the other small gyms around.
It's a tough place to play.
Tough place to play. A lot of orange.
Yes.
A lot of orange.
Yeah.
Want to again recognize our sponsors, and then we'll close out the show talking about Livingston Central and this key 5th District game coming up on Friday. So Clark's True Value, Sea Plant Federal Credit Union, Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub, that's the Old Country Club, Rocket Tire, Oil and Lube, YTG Insurance, First United Bank, H&H Home and Hardware, Crittenden Community Hospital, Frazer Law Firm, and Farmers Bank and Trust in Marion. We've got our work cut out for us right here. You know, the second game of the season, and now it's a big district game, a rival game, a key district game, and Livingston County's pretty good. They've got the Ring Boy, who is a solid young player, but he's a scorer, and I'm sure you've got a scouting report on those guys. So just give us a full report of what you got.
Actually, just got the scouting report put together and got that to the guys after practice today. Not a whole lot of statistical stuff that we can go off just yet, just because it is so early in the year.
Right.
But it is. It's a big game. I know it's a rivalry game. I'm stepping in new to the rivalry, but it's definitely, as a coach, you step in. It's something that you try to recognize beforehand. What are the game? Who are the rival games? And those are definitely ones that you want to try to grab. Livingston's got a couple of good, solid players. Like you said, the Ring kid he's big. I mean, he's probably 6'4", 6'5", big, strong kid, but doesn't play like a 6'4", 6'5" post player might.
Yeah, get out and move around.
Yeah, he gets out and shoots the ball pretty well. He's got good touch with the basketball, sees the floor really well, handles it really well. So he's one that we're really going to have to make sure we've got to contain him a little bit to make sure that he's not hurting us too bad. I know that they've got another couple of guards that are quick, drive the ball hard, getting to the rim, but are also able to shoot. You can't leave them. They can shoot it from outside a little bit. So I know Coach Hargrove's son also plays, and you can tell he's a coach's son. He's got a good basketball IQ. And
Hargrove has coached these kids since they were in Little League,
right.
too, because that was in his son's group,
Right.
and they've come up with him.
And any time, of course, it being a rival game, the elements start to step up a little bit. So energy starts to step up. Teams are going to play a little bit harder, which is saying something because they already play really hard. I mean, they get after it on both ends of the floor, and they've got a high motor that we're going to have to we've got to meet that and excel.
Now, they won their opener, I believe. Who did
They did. They played Fort Campbell first
Fort Campbell.
and won that one. They played Callaway County Tuesday night.
and beat them?
They did not.
Oh, they didn't?
No, Callaway
Maybe I
County.
saw the girls.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the girls, but
So they lost
yeah.
to Callaway.
Yeah, Callaway beat them Tuesday night, but watching that film, it was definitely a hard-fought game. So
Of course, Livingston lost the Downey boy who put up a lot of points. He put up, what was it,
it
last
was like
year?
27, 28.
Yeah, he put a big number up on
Yeah.
us one night last year. And, of course, he's gone. So they'll be looking for some points. But they've been in the gym. You know, basketball is big to them. They don't
Right.
have football, so they've been in the gym a long time.
Yep.
And I'm sure with Coach Dawson down coming right by there every day, he probably sticks his nose in the
I
door.
drive by. My father-in-law actually graduated from Livingston Central, so he gives me a hard time. So I'm gonna have to stick.
And
to
what's
him.
his name?
Yeah.
Jason Henson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Henson.
Yeah, Jason. Now, let's see. He was a baseball player, wasn't he? Was he
Oh, you should know that. You're in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
There may be another. It may be one of the other Henson boys. There were several Hensons in there.
Maybe.
But Ring, his dad Eric Ring was quite a player, and he
Really?
coached the girls team. Yeah, he was a great basketball player at Livingston County. So good pedigree on him, and
Yeah.
he's a player. So we'll have our hands full stopping him, and he's a load.
Yeah.
So what do you got for him, Zach?
Man,
Little Crittenden County.
got that size coming to me.
He's So, Zach, what's your prediction this season? What do you got for us? Can we come around? What's it going to take for us to come around and kind of blend all this together?
We just gotta be tough. We did a homework assignment on toughness, so
We did, yes.
we know what that looks like now. So it's like,
A homework assignment on toughness. Is that a basketball homework assignment?
yeah,
So this is actually something you took home and did some research on?
Yeah.
So
We
tell
had
us about your what you came back with.
we had like an article on toughness from, was it Jay Billis?
Jay Billis.
Yeah.
Article on toughness.
You gotta.
You read the whole
Yeah,
article.
it was like
It sounds
two
just
pages.
he read
It
the
wasn't too
title.
much. I know they got other stuff going on. I
I read the whole thing. I read the whole thing during the second period this morning because I did not do it at nighttime.
You read it. Now, what? I hope you didn't cheat your math
No, I
class
didn't.
or
I
something
didn't.
like that. Yeah.
No, I don't have very many classes at school this year.
So you do a lot of homeschooling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach Jolley, what's your impression of Crittenden County and Crittenden County basketball coming in and from a real big basketball school?
Yeah.
And we'll put a lot of people in the seats too. It's not like Marshall County, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I was asked that question the other night after the Marshall game, and I told him it's completely different. I mean, you go from Marshall, it's a basketball school, and gotta give the soccer program some credit. I was a soccer player, so they're a soccer school too. But yeah, I mean, from October 15th to the end of the season, we had the whole team. And, I mean, we were all focused. So it's a little bit of a challenge coming to a smaller school.
But you're going to try to bring some of that, some of that culture.
Yeah, we're going to try to bring the culture for sure. So we're excited for the next few years, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to have 2 new guys here in the program and in the community, and we wish you all the best of luck this season. And started off right this week with Livingston Central coming in. And remember, get those tickets, $38 for adult season tickets, $15 for your students' season tickets. Mm-hmm. Now, that's the bargain of the week, but you've got to get on, I think, December 12th is the last day you can get online and buy those. Those links are on the
It's worth $38 just to see Counts play
it's
one
worth,
game.
It's probably worth double that. It's probably a $75 gig. But and to watch in case both. And I tell you what, Travis Champion puts on a show nightly. He's quite an athlete. And these other guys, the supporting cast here you've got are – you're working hard, and these guys don't have a whole lot of experience, so we're going to be able to watch this work in progress and see it build through the season. And it doesn't matter what you do in regular season, does it?
Hard to think that way during the regular season, but no, it is.
That tournament, that's what they remember, what you did in the district tournament.
Right.
So come on out. Girls' game will be at 6 p.m. Boys' game will follow. It's a boy-girl doubleheader, varsity session against the arch rival Livingston Cardinals. So come out early and stay late, and let's celebrate on the floor afterwards. We'll see you at Rocket Arena on Friday night.